Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. So I guess this is the save Chris Paul. Chris Paul Day. I mean, everybody's crying over Chris Paul news. Here we go. Okay. Let's see here. After missing out on what might have been his best chance at a championship, the world is lamenting Chris Paul's Game 7 loss. Jeremy Lin, who has played Paul up close plenty of times before, took to Twitter to express just how much he wants to see Paul earn the championships. It was an innocent message, but Patrick Beverley took it upon himself to challenge it. In response, he posed a simple question. What you mean deserve? Why does he deserve it more? On one hand, we can all appreciate Chris Paul's career and all that he has brought to the game as a 12-time All-Star, 10-time All-NBA player, and a guy many recognize as one of the very best guards in the game. CP3 is clearly dedicated to winning, and he has worked hard to win a title over the years. This postseason, just 1 year after making a run to the finals, this season was supposed to be the one that finally ends with the championship. Instead, it's ending in failure again for Paul, with many believing that his age may have finally caught up with him. Chris is 37 now. He's getting a little bit older, argued Mattbarnes. What troubles me is that he hasn't even taken more than 10 shots in any of those last 4 games, but he is shooting 50% from the field and 54% from the three-point line. So to me, that kind of tells me, as Pat was saying, is he's tired, or are they just really wearing him down? So he feels like his best moves is to get other guys involved. It remains to be seen how Phoenix will respond to the heart-crushing elimination. After such an unexpected ending, it seems nobody on the roster or coaching staff is safe from the axe. And if Paul can't win a title before the end of his career, it will be partly because of mistakes of his own. Does he really deserve to win if he can't help his team close the series in the playoffs? Some, like Beverley, would argue no. Okay, now, that's what started the whole thing when Pat Bev said that. Now, okay, here we go. Minnesota Timberwolves guard Patrick Beverley, who has established a reputation as one of the league's elite defenders despite making just one all-defensive first team during his decade-long NBA career, which is a travesty in itself. He should have been on more, was a guest at ESPN South Street Seaport Studios in New York City on Monday and used the majority of his airtime to fire shots at Chris Paul. Appearing on both Get Up and First Take, Beverley, who already chirped Chris Paul on Twitter last night following the Suns' pitiful Game 7 loss, fired shots at Paul, saying that unlike Stephen A. Smith, he does not consider Paul to be one of the game's greatest ever point guards. I agree with Pat Bev on that statement, and I'm going to tell you why after I read all of this stuff. He also compared Paul's defensive abilities to that of a practice cone. Do I go to bed at 10 p.m. the night before playing Chris Paul? Hell no, Beverley told Mike Greenberg and Stephen A. Smith on First Take. But if I'm playing Steph Curry tomorrow, I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock and telling my girl not to call me. CP can't guard anybody, man. Everybody in the NBA know that. You know those cones in the summer that you dribble around. What does the cone do? Nothing. He's a cone. It's just that y'all don't want to accept that. Give him the Ben Simmons slander. I agree. Pat Bev says the Suns should have benched Chris Paul instead of DeAndre Ayton. They benched the wrong person. They should have benched Chris. Pat Bev calling Chris Paul a traffic cone is spicy as hell. Pat Bev letting it rip on Get Up ESPN this morning. And how Pat Bev doing CP3 and the Suns. Pat Bev is on first take choosing violence. This is like an ether of Chris Paul and the Suns. He's been waiting to get this it off his chest. During the Suns' crucial Game 7, the 37-year-old future Hall of Famer had just 10 points, 4 assists, and 1 rebound. To be fair to Paul, though, he wasn't the only member of the Suns to underperform when it mattered most, as their other two stars, Booker and Aiden, also had abysmal games. Booker, considered one of the league's best players, had just 11 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds, while Aiden had just 5 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. Okay. Following their Game 7 victory over the top-seeded Suns, Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks will head to California on Wednesday night to take on Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and the Golden State Warriors. Okay, now. Also, this is also what happened. The Phoenix Suns, who were the number 1 seed in the Western Conference and had the best regular season record in the NBA, were bounced out of the playoffs on Sunday following a pitiful performance against the Dallas Mavericks, who beat the Suns by a score of 123-90 in their own gym. Following the game, members of the Minnesota Timberwolves, who were knocked out of the playoffs by the Memphis Grizzlies in the first round, such as Anthony Edwards and Patrick Beverley, took to social media to take shots at the Suns. The famously outspoken Beverley took to Twitter to fire shots at Chris Paul, even implying that he faked an injury following the game. Y'all stay locked in. Let's see who pulls the fake hurt move down the dub. Stay woke. You knew at B.A.5. Yo, PB, you knew the Woj dog at Pat Bev 21. Suns point guard Chris Paul limped out of the arena with a very slow walk. At Anscape learned that Paul. So let's see this. Fair USAC, fair USAC.
Was magnificent. And for Chris Paul, whose team and he led this series 2-0, he loses another game.
Y'all stay locked in. Let's see who pulls the hurt move down the dub. So, oh no, go back to that. No, we got to go back to that. Here's the other stuff that was said. Fair USAC, fair USAC.
Right, that's I think the point we're trying to make here, Pat Bev, is that no one is. If Luka, that's what Wendy just said. If Luka had scored 60 last night and they win by 6, we would have all said unbelievable player. The Suns didn't show up. They didn't play. They scored 27 points in the first half on their home floor in a Game 7 for a team that, however good or bad we think they were, they did win 64 games this year. It is something that I think has stunned a lot of people. How do you explain it?
First off, I know I'm gonna get a lot for this, but I don't really care. They benched the wrong person. Should have benched Chris. Now, once you see they starting attacking Chris early, and that might become a problem later on, you need to see how my team works without Chris in the game a little bit. I got benched. We won though. Right. So you don't even remember that.
Right.
Okay. Right. You know what I'm saying? So as a coach, you have to understand that. Man, I have to understand they're attacking my main guy. I can't get buckets from him. I have to make an adjustment, whatever that adjustment is. And that's no fault against Monty. He's a great coach of the year. But T. Lue, if T. Lue's there, he's making that decision. It's a hard decision, but he's making it.
He's benching Chris Paul in Game 7.
Not benching him, but spurts here, spurts here. We got to see something else. I mean, apparently it didn't work.
Acknowledging that it has become a problem. problem, and despite his stature, I'm just making sure I'm understanding, despite his stature in the game,
Coach the game, not the player.
coach the game, not the player. What do you think of that, JJ?
I think there's some validity to that, and I'll say because of the way they were playing Devin Booker, basically blitzing everything, whether that was the backside action on the dribble handoff, whether that was the step-up pick and roll. They always had two on the ball with him. If CP is unwilling to shoot, unwilling to be aggressive, I agree with that. Here's a lost opportunity to me. James Johnson, for the last two trade deadlines, has preached continuity. I think they had an opportunity this year to go out and get a third shot creator. Eric Gordon was available in Houston. I know the Phoenix Suns fans wanted Eric Gordon to be there. That, to me, changes the complexity of this team because you do need someone who's able to attack. Someone, I'm not saying they could have got Jordan Clarkson, but someone like that. And Eric Gordon is one of those guys. You needed that third shot creator.
All right, now let's hear something else.
True, he's not lying about
Man,
that.
CP can't guard nobody, man. Everybody in the NBA know that.
guard nothing.
Everybody
He can't
know
guard
that.
anybody.
What we call him? Cone. You know what you do? Cones? Like in the summertime, you got a cone. You make a move. What does the cone do?
Stay still.
Exactly. He's a cone. Stop playing, man. Everybody knows that. Everyone knows that. It's just y'all don't want to accept it because.
Man, Bear went in, didn't he? Now, I gotta find that article. Okay, here it is. Oh no, we going in on Chris Paul. Okay, now Edwards in his second season in the league also took to social media to dance on the Suns' grave as he clowned on them in a since-deleted Instagram story, calling their Game 7 performance a disgrace. Y'all, this is a disgrace. Anthony Edwards didn't hold back on the Suns in his IG story. He later deleted the post, saying they were talking so much it.
I remember we were playing Phoenix. They were talking so much shit, telling us we better make the playoffs. We ain't gonna make the playoffs. We out of the playoffs, but y'all, this is a disgrace, bro. Like y'all got points in the third quarter.
Following the dominant win over Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and the Phoenix Suns, Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks advanced to the Western Conference Finals against, of course, Curry, Thompson, Green, and the rest of the Golden State Warriors. This season marks the first time since 2011 that neither of the Western Conference top two seeds reached the conference finals. The 2022 Western Conference Finals will kick off on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern when the Mavericks travel to the Bay Area to take on the Warriors in Game 1. So, yeah. Now, so here's some defense to Chris Paul, like I knew it would be. In his appearance on First Take Monday morning, which is ESPN's First Take, Minnesota Timberwolves guard Patrick Beverley unleashed a tirade on the Phoenix Suns with Chris Paul as the focal point. Do guys in the NBA go to sleep early the night before playing the Phoenix Suns? Hell no. I'm going to Steak 44 over there in Phoenix, have me a nice little wine, probably sweat it out. Beverly told ESPN's Mike Greenberg and Stephen A. Smith. Steph Curry, I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock. Beverly's comments would sound strange to those who keep in tune with the Suns. Chris Paul torched Beverly and the Clippers for 41 points in the closeout game of last year's Western Conference Finals, a game in which Beverly was ejected for shoving Paul in his final moments. Suns head coach Monty Williams said he didn't read much into that. And here it is right here what Beverly said.
Obviously, whatever I say about Chris Paul is going to be discredited. But,
Certainly not by me.
Okay, well,
that's
I
for
appreciate
sure.
that. Thank you for your honesty. CP3, is he going to be a Hall of Fame? No question about it.
Yeah.
Right? No question about it. Do guys in the NBA go to sleep early the night before playing the Phoenix Suns? Hell no. No.
You mean as a team, or would you talk about?
Okay. No. I'm going to Steak 44 over there in Phoenix. I'm gonna have me a nice little wine, probably sweat it out, and but the pregame shoot around and get ready for Chris Paul. Steph Curry, I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock. Mom, don't call me. My girl, don't call me. I'm locked in right now. It's not. It's two different monsters.
This is one of the reasons I don't have social media and I typically don't hear a lot. Williams said, when I hear stuff like that about another player taking a shot at Chris, it doesn't bother me at all. I look at Chris's body of work. I look at everywhere he's been. He's taken organization to a level that in some cases they've never been before. Chris Paul's first year in Phoenix resulted in a trip to the NBA Finals after snapping a 10-year playoff drought. He brought a tanking Oklahoma City team to 7 games against the Houston Rockets in the NBA bubble. The Los Angeles Clippers experienced his best run in franchise history with Paul as the centerpiece. Patrick Beverley's comments aren't of particular importance to Williams considering the evidence. I could say some stuff, but we're chasing after other things, bigger things, the Suns coach added. If you're going to have people taking shots at them that aren't even in that class, why would I comment? So basically saying Beverly ain't in that class. Right. All right. Now, here's another thing that was said about the situation. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Jason Kidd will be on cloud 9 right now as he was able to lead his Dallas Mavericks past the reigning Western Conference champion Phoenix Suns and into the Western Conference Finals. Kidd, who won his only NBA championship in Dallas, is now the head coach of the team, and has done a wonderful job with them. After the game, Kidd gave a motivating speech to his players and even took a shot at Chris Paul. Jason Kidd was filmed speaking to the Dallas Mavericks players in the locker room after their incredible Game 7 performance. He was motivating them, rallying the troops, and telling them how proud he was of them. After he did that, Kidd took a shot at Chris Paul, who had instituted a 10 p.m. curfew for his son's teammates. Here we go.
Yes, sir. Even down to 2-0. You believe. Did it hurt? Are you tired? Huh? Now we curfew, 10 o'clock. No different than the Utah series. We ended it where? Right? No one believed. But everybody in this locker room believed. Let it go.
Jason Kidd and Chris Paul actually played against each other in the NBA for a few years. In fact, Chris Paul's first playoff series win came against Jason Kidd and the Dallas Mavericks, and there had been rumors that the two had an animosity toward each other based on their roles in the 08 Team USA that won at the Olympics. Both players played the same position, but the younger Paul was preferred over the veteran Kidd. Kidd even took shots at CP3 during this playoff series, saying that the Mavericks learned how to get foul calls by watching Chris Paul. Clearly, Kidd and CP3 aren't best friends. Jason Kidd now has a mammoth task ahead of him as a coach. He will have to coach one of the best series to get the Mavericks to defeat the Golden State Warriors, who were a dynasty just a few years ago and still have most of their championship core intact. It will be the biggest test for Kidd as a coach yet. So, that was some shots and everything sent. Let me see if this is the thing here. Marcus Morris said, let him live. Damian Lillard said, what CP do to you? So Dame Lillard up here sending shots. Now he taking offense. Pat Bev said to Dame Lillard, yo, coach got my number. D'Angelo Russell's laughing at this. Alfonso McKinney laughing. Rex Chapman laughing. Jealous, hateful comments, so people mad at that. So here we go. Here's Matt Barnes on the Pat Bev. You know Matt Barnes had to come out and hop on his stick.
Did you get the ice?
Even if they forgot the ice.
So here is Matt Barnes basically telling you what happened.
Moving on while the Suns are setting in Phoenix. And let's take a listen to their stars post-game after kind of pretty much being rolled over, but we're going to start with Monty.
I told Jason, you guys got us. You know, you kicked our butts. That's life. You know what I mean? But we'll be better for it because I think last year we didn't sneak up on anybody, but this year we came in with a lot of expectations. And, I applaud the maturity of our group to deal with that all season long. Just had an awful night tonight.
You can have those nights during the regular seasons, and you have them here and there where shot can't fall and they're hitting every shot. And, I think it just happened to be, the wrong timing on it in the game 7.
I think we just came out and didn't have enough. You know what I mean? I think Mont said, that's on him, but I think that's on me. As the point guard, the leader of the team, to come out, make sure we getting the right shots and all that. But that is what it is. Now, CP3 wasn't the same after turning 37 on the day of Game 3, going for 9 points and nearly 6 assists per game as the Suns dropped.
You see how they making an excuse for CP3, but if this is Kevin Durant, you got to get the job done, right?
Twice as much in the last 5 games as well. Now, Momo, we're going to talk a lot about blame and this and that. How much of this do you think falls on Chris's shoulders?
A lot falls on his shoulders just because he's Chris Paul, because of how important he is to that team and as a leader. But when I'm watching this series, it was clear what Dallas did. They just threw length and size on Chris Paul, and the Suns never adjusted. And when he's trying to get the ball to DeAndre Ayton, when he's trying to spread the ball around, he just can't get to where he needs to get to. And some of that, I think, is on Monty Williams. Like, I understand, this is a coaching situation, too. Yeah. But when Reggie Bullock, plus 44. Dorian Finney-Smith, plus 37. Those are they didn't do much offensively, 5 points each. But the defense they played on Devin Booker and Chris Paul in the second half of this series was tremendous. And Phoenix never had an answer. And we're going to talk about DeAndre Ayton a little bit later. But it was clear. They were just daring the Suns to start going inside to DeAndre Ayton, and they never could get him the ball.
Chris Paul is obviously going to take a lot of the blame. As Ramona said, and as Chris knows, he didn't play well from games 3 to 7. He played terrible, and he'll tell you that. But what I want to touch on real quick, RJ, is the disrespect I saw from Pat Beverley earlier today. As reporters, as part of the media, we have a job to be critical, but I think there's a thin line between being critical and disrespecting. And I feel like what Pat Beverley did today to Chris Paul was completely disrespectful and out of the line. And Pat Beverley's talking like he's that guy. You're not that guy. Plain and simple. Chris Paul played terrible this series, and his numbers are still better than your career numbers have ever been. So I just think you have to understand, Chris is a 12-time All-Star. He played terrible. First time, all defense 9 times, 7 times first team all defense. He'll be a Hall of Famer. Pat Bev and I were similar type role players. They don't talk about us when we go. They're going to talk about CP3 when he's done, and I just think the disrespect.
That's a lie. Y'all was never the same.
Need to be checked because he was
don't
in the pocket.
What?
Thanks for watching.
Hold on. I'm glad that's over. First of all, bro, you were never on the level of Pat Beverley. All right? You were never on that level. Pat Beverley would destroy you. If y'all played each other, he would destroy you and he would slap you and he'll probably go smash your ex-wife or your current wife. Which I think he would. Like Pat Bear said, if you want to see him, come see him. See, you see how he jumped to CP3's defense? Oh, it's harder on CP3. What if this was Kevin Durant? What if this was Kyrie Irving? I didn't see none of you NBA players defending them like this. I never seen you guys come out of the woodworks and say, man, y'all being too harsh on them. I never seen y'all do that. But when it come to LeBron and it come to CP3, you guys would be like, that's too harsh. Kevin Durant at least got to a championship and was one game from a blown 3-1 lead to get to a championship. CP3 was one way from a championship, but he got hurt. Then when he got to a championship, he played poor, especially down the stretch. But yet, we're not going to criticize CP3 play horrible. Monty Williams should have benched him. Pat Bev told the truth. Now, does he not like CP? He already know, yeah, I don't like that punk ass dude. CP3 always been a bitch. Don't nobody like him in the league. But yet, everybody will blast KD and Kyrie and Ben Simmons. But y'all and the analysts don't keep the same energy with CP3 or LeBron James. Y'all don't blast them. Y'all come out saying you guys are being... And Dame Lillard, I know you ain't talking with your soft ass. You the reason that CJ's game was struggling. Because you too busy trying to be the 2 guard. And he the 2 guard. You ain't Allen Iverson, bruh. See, when Jerry Stackhouse was there with Allen Iverson, that's different. That's Allen Iverson. That's Allen Iverson. You not Iverson. And you got CJ over here doing his thing, and you at the end of the day, you just hogging the ball, and you got the word. Just like Pat Bev said to you, your coach got my number. Let's see if Dame is really about that. Let's see if you really... You know what I'm saying? Come out and do something. Which your punk ass ain't gonna do. You probably gonna go write a verse dissing Pat Beverley instead of coming to get his ass back in person and on the court. And what you defending CP3 for? He ain't your teammate. Man. I never seen y'all keep the same energy with Kevin Durant. All y'all diss Kevin Durant. All y'all talk shit about Kevin Durant, but CP3 went to a stacked team. He went to a couple stacked teams, the Clippers. Who else he went to? He went to the Rockets. But I ain't see y'all crying. I ain't see y'all bums crying at all. This is what I'm saying, the double standard in the media. You guys will come and be Captain Save-A-Ho to a bum-ass point guard who, yes, he is a Hall of Famer. But is he a top 75 player? Hell no. He ain't a top 75 player. He's not even a top 80 player. The dude is in the 90s. But yet, you guys don't keep the same energy. Why is that? Why is that? And then you got all these coons going at, it's like, bruh, y'all protect Chris Paul, but y'all don't protect, y'all go at Kevin Durant. That's to you, Shannon Guzzler, not so sharp, aka Mr. Horsemouth himself. This goes to you, old ass Skip Baseless, who don't make no crime or nothing. who don't make anything happen. So this is the things that I'm saying. Keep the same energy. On my page, I keep the same energy. Kevin Durant got the smoke, and he's still getting the smoke. His name is Cupcake Durcant. Until he proved me otherwise. He's not a top 60 player. Apple Pie Kyrie. Apple Pie Kyrie. He's in my top 90s. CP no knee. Because it's either his knee, his hamstring, or whatever. Something in his lower body. I call him CP no knee. He's in my top 90 something. LeBrownie Blames. LeBrownie is in my top 110 probably. So I keep the smoke with everybody on my page. So I don't want to hear that BS and that crap. The media is biased and they showed themselves. And that was disrespectful how they got on how you Matt Barnes. Yeah, you a pantyhose. Last time I checked, your ex-wife got ran through by everybody in the league, right? Last time I checked, your soft ass ran down from Tristan Thompson when he came at you. You let Tristan Thompson punk your ass. You talking all that smoke. You know you ain't got no smoke like that for Bev. If you saw Bev in person, you'll piss your pants, boy. So stop with the clout chasing. Stop with the clout chasing. And your new chick, I heard she get down more than your last chick. Oops, allegedly. So, thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this, hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if y'all love what y'all hear, go to the description box, hit that link to the Cash App. You can donate whatever you like. Also, we have the super things going on, and you also can super chat. But like I said, keep the same energy. You guys blasted Kevin Durant, but you guys ain't got the same energy for this bum. And you guys ain't had the same energy for Joel Embiid. Y'all was quiet on his bum ass too. Oh, don't worry, I'm calling y'all out. Oh, I done got my energy back. I feel better today. I'm finna slay everybody. So thank you for listening. I'm out. Deezy.